Happy Life Habits. We're doing a special preview with Uday Shah of UMS Consulting. He is under the age of 35, been through a wonderful journey. He is one of the youngest certified Bob Proctor Gallagher life coaches, and doing the Tony Robbins coach certification course, and has his own petroleum firm. So lots of successes at an early age, and a lot of it is down to the skills and mindset that he has been learning and using. So Uday, would you like to share a little bit about your journey with us?
Absolutely. First and foremost, thank you so much for having me on the call today. As Sherlyn mentioned, my name is Uday Shah. I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya. I am originally coming from a family business background, and just to give you a little snippet about my journey on how I started on this path to self-development teaching. So back in 2009, I lost my dad at the age of 23, I was, and that prompted a lot of changes in my life, especially after traveling overseas and coming back to Kenya, joining the family business. And expediting the story, I decided to join the family business and continue the legacy of my father. However, because of the dynamics of family businesses that ongo within Asian businesses and all sorts of family businesses around the world, things weren't sort of working out for the best of my goals, if I may put it that way, and what I wanted to achieve out of life. So I enrolled into a coaching program, just a bit like how the Happy Life Habits program is being offered in the UK. We've got Bob Proctor's material being coached here in Nairobi. I went on to that. I finished the program in 3 months at the age of 26, and then my coach decided to get me enrolled into the Proctor Gallagher Institute in the US, where I did my certification training for 1 year. And I got certified at the age of 27. So when it comes to the alumni, I think I'm probably, at that time, obviously I was the youngest coach, and maybe in the alumni, I still am the youngest coach in that fraternity. So wow. It's an interesting journey that's opened up for me. But rewinding back to my initial stages of post certification, I ended up setting up UMS Consulting. UMS Consulting was set up predominantly just to focus on coaching and elevating lives of not only just the next generation, not only just my age bracket, but anybody that's looking to grow in any sphere of life, whether it's spiritually, whether it's intellectually, whether it's physically, or whether it's emotionally, whichever way you want to look at it, or where you want to focus. And upon my certification, with the tools and the techniques that I gained from Bob Proctor, it gave me the confidence to be able to say to my family that I've had enough and I am not willing to continue the journey with the family here on in 2015. And in 2016, I ventured out into the open waters myself, having no skills in the real industry in Kenya. And having worked with consultants in our family organization, I kind of had some experience with how they operate in that field. Yeah. And well, fate had it, I got headhunted by a company in Dubai. I started off as a consultant with that company in Dubai, being headed out of Nairobi for Africa. And I joined as an associate partner. And just having a conversation with the managing director back in 2015, just when I was getting on board to 2016, the conversation came up about having a record held in the firm about one of the partners closing a high-level key account. You're talking six-figure dollar value, translating into Kenyan currencies. You're talking eight-figure values. Yeah. Having closed that key account in the span of 3 months. And just as we spoke about this, I said to him on the phone, just out of a joke, I said, I'm going to beat that. Now, what I didn't realize at that point in time, and after learning and applying the tools and techniques that I've had over the last few years, I realized that I set a cause in motion.
Hmm.
And even though it was a joke, what it did was it subconsciously just smack went and rewired me straight away, because as soon as I joined the company, I was exceeding the expectations that the company had. And I was doing business development at probably 70% higher rates than everybody in the firm was at that point in time. And little did I know that a 3 month record I would end up breaking in 7 weeks. That bumped me up to senior partner straight away. And therefore, then it continued and it continued and it continued. And in the span of 2 years, I ended up becoming managing partner for that consulting firm.
Wow.
So handling East Africa as a region for the firm, getting a seat on the executive committee table at headquarters in Dubai, and now directly supporting opening up South Africa as a new market.
So you
So
broke
mindset,
barriers.
totally.
Yeah.
Because of that cause set in motion at that time, that I was going to break it. And again, linking it to the spiritual side, there was no resistance in creating any blockages. So it unfolded in the most effortless way possible.
Hmm.
And what that did is then that opened up more doors for me in terms of networks to be able to now go and share my coaching philosophies through the arm of the company called RTS Global Partners, by getting a seat on the board of high net worth family businesses. So in the first year, I sat on around seven family business boards within Kenya, and some virtually within Dubai and the Asia markets. The Middle East markets and the Asia markets, and yes, as managing partner, that gave me the opportunity to then work with multiple families in different backgrounds. And subsequently, that opened up the door for me to venture into a 7-year desire that I wanted to do, was open up a petroleum company. And in 2018 November, that ideal took fruit, because we ratified the company and we officially started trading as our first month in December 2018. And in 2019, we hit a turnover volume that is in the six figures of US.
Hmm.
So mindset, the approach, and the ability to keep the focus on the end result is what has opened up multiple doors for me. So not only just in the coaching sphere, excuse me, but in the consulting field as well, and now in the trading, in oil and gas trading as well, in East Africa.
That's fantastic. So if I'd like to invite you, as we've discussed, to join us in the Happy Life Habits community next Thursday, the 11th of June, in the evening, 7:30. We'll work out whether it's a Zoom call or Facebook Live, but and for you to share more details on that journey and the tools and the habits and things that you've been doing, and the support that has been given to you, and what the support you provide, and give the opportunity for our community to ask any questions they would like to know more about. And they can add the questions to the comments to this video, as well as try and see if we can create opportunity on the day to ask some questions. So thank you so much for sharing part of that journey and aspects to it. And let's really look forward to next Thursday, where we can really dive in deeper into the journey, the tools, the habits, the mindset, and share some of those learnings with the community.
Absolutely, yes. And I think one of the biggest key areas where I'll share some great value for the audience for our call next week is really understanding the creation of habits and linking it to end values of happiness. So I look forward to it, and I thank you in advance for hosting me on that call, and I definitely can't wait for it.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of resonance and common values there, so I really look forward to it. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.